recording this video because I was recently in the market for a new blender, and I've had my current blender for about 10 years when I moved into my first home. And the first comparison you'll see, because the Ninja brand is a very popular brand, is that all the Vitamix people had nothing but trash to say about Ninja. Of course, I didn't know this. I loved my Ninja for the 10 years I've had it and had no complaints. So I did buy a Vitamix or Vitamix. It says Vitamix, but I heard it called Vitamix, so we'll call it Vitamix. But a Vitamix just arrived and I'm ready to set it up, happy go lucky, set up my new kitchen system. But I figured I should give some credit to the blender that has carried me for 10 years, especially because this brand really gets a lot of crap and people complain about reliability and everything else, but I've had no such problems. So start. The unit I've had for 10 years is the model is BL680 Alpha. B Bravo Lima 680 Alpha, rated for 1500 watt max power from Ninja Kitchen. Bought it 10 years ago from Sam's Club on sale. I think it was about $140 maybe, from $170. One thing I liked about it are the automatic functions. You have your power button right there in the middle, and then you have the IQ functions: frozen drinks and smoothies, food purees, low for dough, then your regular, medium, high, and pulse, which is also an IQ function, Nutri Ninja blend, IQ function, and Nutri Ninja Ultra blend, also IQ function. The Auto IQ Nutri Ninja function really is a system that senses what you actually have sitting on this blender, whether it's the big 72 ounce 9-cup jar, or a cookie dough maker, smoothie cookie dough and food processing for baby food, or if it's just one of two sizes, well, still uses the same base. If it's just for making smoothies, this I used a lot. And then this one, I'm not sure. It has something that says spreadable, so I think it's to make your own spread, like peanut butter or any other spread you have. Never used it. As you can see, it's brand new, and it fits into the same base as the smoothie cups, which twist to lock. Okay, since we're already talking about the base, then the base for this cookie dough maker, it's a very slow turn. It's a bit different, and it comes with two types of blades. I never used this up until like a few months ago, where I actually used the non-metal blade in here to make Nigerian pounded yam. Basically boiled the yams till it was soft, put it in there, and just ran this for about 2-3 minutes, and it blended the yam perfectly to my liking, the way it would be if you made it with a manual mortar, as it's done in Nigeria. And from there, all I had to do was mold the yam into the serving I liked it to be. And one positive thing about all of the Ninja systems is that they have pretty good locking mechanisms. This might not mean much to a lot of people, but I grew up with very shady looking blenders my mom had. Obviously, that's in Nigeria. We didn't have access to such, consumerism based market where there's 100 different types of blenders. And anyways, so things locking in place and sealing in there so I don't have to hold it when I blend it. Perfect for me. So that's the smoothie maker. Now this has been what I've been using for the last 10 years, steady, and it's worked magic. These 3 blades, one negative you hear about the Ninjas is that these blades get blunt over time, which I agree, because I can actually touch it now and tell it's blunt. The day I actually first used this blender, this fell out of my hand just the way it just did now, and it cut me. That was just a touch. So it's blunt now, but Is it doing the job? Absolutely. Nigerian red beef stew I make all the time, almost once a week, and this blender, frozen tomatoes or whatever I put in there, gets it done. The reason why I decided to start shopping is over time, and partly came from my dishwasher that runs a bit too hot. You could see this has started to separate, and it's part of the locking mechanism. And then this actually cracked open more recently, and this is from weekly use. It's hard for me to go a week without making a meal that requires blending. That's the mounting point. So that's the reason I decided I needed a new blender. And even though the Ninja gets a lot of flack on the internet, served me well. If you're not, if you're not on a $600 to $700 blender budget, I strongly recommend considering the Ninja. Because the one I just bought, it's not even the high end. It's from the Ascent series, which is one of the newer blenders. I chose the Ascent A330 because it was on sale. The first thing I looked at was a generic 5300 model Vitamix, or 5200, which people swear they've used for a while. But after having all of these functions, I really was not trying to go back to playing dangerous games. But when you turn this on, depending on what you have plugged in, it tells you which of the settings you can use, whether it's ultra blend. But going back to the Vitamix, there was a sale on the 5200 model, which is the most classic Vitamix blender you could buy, and people swear by it. On Amazon during Prime Day, it was $299, but I really just did not want to go to a blender where I just had basic function. What can I say? I'm spoiled. I like computers. I like advanced brains and systems that could at least sense what you're trying to do and do it for you, rather than sitting there and manually determining how long I should run it and at what speed. Anyway, so I decided I researched their website without looking anywhere else and found the Ascent series, which has some predefined settings, some functions. I believe the Alpha 3300 has about 5 predefined functions. I did like the A3500, but that was on sale, so it was about $750. I was not trying to spend that. The A3300 was on sale on Amazon, ended up costing $380, or was it $390? But that was a lot more palatable to me than $700, even though I wanted the other model. But they have even more advanced models that I liked, but was not in my budget. So this is just to say, if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with a Ninja blender. I've not had any issues with it, and I've used it all the time. People will say the Vitamix is a lot better, it's 10 times better. I don't see how yet. Of course, I will compare when I start to cook with the Vitamix, some frozen tomatoes coming up, and see how it functions. The warranty is also pretty significant. It's a 10-year warranty compared to the 1-year warranty on this, although I never needed a warranty on this. So is it worth that if you don't need it, if it doesn't break in a year? It's not. Of course, anything can break. So yeah, that's it. This is what my 1500 watt 10-year-old Ninja looks like. Most of it I didn't use. Oh, I'll also add, I was able to buy on sale a second base, which was portable. This I could actually travel with if I wanted to. It has your regular function like extract, smoothies, spread, and bowl, and can take actually most of the configuration from my original one. Well, that doesn't go, but it could take most of the stuff from my original one. Like this fits in there and locks into place, and I was able to use the same cups for this. I have not used it much, so but I'm still keeping it. And I was thinking I would have to get rid of my Ninja, but I realized I like this. I'll have to see what the Vitamix has in it to decide if I need to let go of everything and give it to somebody who will use everything but the broken jar. But if I do not have this function, then I might keep this to continue to use this. And even maybe to make some smoothies, because I also, although you could add additional containers to the Vitamix, from what I was saying, it was about $50 to $100 for the additional containers, which is a lot on top of a $400 blender. But Maybe I'll do a comparison on another video on the volume, because noise was also one complaint that the Vitamix diehards had for Ninja. But maybe I'll try the sound comparison. But for now, just an overview of how this Ninja has served me, how good it was, and how I've been happy with it. Okay, something I didn't add, I wanted a demonstration of this, is the safety features in the Vitamix. So if I put this on here and lock it into place, I get a light telling me it has some kind of power because it's plugged in, but nothing. I do have to get the full component, get the locking cap, which is breaking also. I do have to get the locking cap on there. As you can see, it's locked in there. The handle is the lock. Put it on there and lock it. And now when I lock it, you see all the functions that this cap can have. Comes in frozen smoothies, food puring, low, medium, high pulse. No access to the Ninja, Nutri Ninja blend and Ultra blend, because this is not meant for that function. Now, if I take this out, get this, which is the smoothie cup, and it came with 2 long ones and 3 short ones for this. If you're going to make a large amount of smoothie in the morning, this works better. Now, when I put this on here and lock it, it gives me all the function again, except for frozen drinks and smoothies, which I make in here. But for that, I would have just used either the Nutri Ninja blend or the Nutri Ninja Ultra blend, depending on how fine I wanted my smoothie to be. So I like the safety fit function that until this is locked into place, nobody can use it, especially when you have young kids. Kids could play around. So I never had that issue. I liked that safety system. Just wanted to add that as a plus of having the Ninja system. And all lights off. Can't turn on anything.